he gets no excuses from me. He didn't fight for it. He blamed it on Republicans and they're cop blocking and they're Republicans are not fighting fair because I'm Joe Biden. I'm the centrist that everybody like. No, you didn't fight for it. Now all of a sudden he's saying for the lack of better words, if you elect me again, then I'm going to give it to him. Then I'm going to Is he fooling you? Because he damn sure ain't fooling me. So it just feels like the Supreme Court has been the center of attention of the past 5 days. They not only struck down affirmative action, now they are blocking student loan debt. And I'm a fan for student loan debt, obviously, because I'm a progressive and I want people to, regular folks to succeed by any means necessary. I didn't attend college. So, I mean, if that benefits other people and it does benefit me, that is okay. I'm not self-centered. I actually care about the well-beings of other people. I mean, that's just kind of how humans work, you know what I'm saying? But, the one thing, and this is probably one of the most slimiest tactics that a politician, more so a president, can use, and it feels like Joe Biden is loading up because his second term is around the corner, maybe, because if it was up to me, he wouldn't be getting no second term. His second term is rolling up, and the tactic that I see is he doesn't want to accomplish major legislation on his first term because he feels, or maybe some of these presidents feel like then they have nothing to offer for their second term. So Joe Biden didn't really push for it. He didn't really fight for it. When I say fight, I'm talking about, hey, roll up the sleeves and get dirty. Do what you got to do, okay? He did it when he implemented the crime bill. You know what I'm saying? He got low, he got dirty. He did that, but now all of a sudden he forgets how to wield his power. You know what I'm saying? So, he gets no excuses from me. He didn't fight for it. He blamed it on Republicans and they're cop blocking and they're Republicans are not fighting fair because I'm Joe Biden. I'm the centrist that everybody like. No, you didn't fight for it. Now all of a sudden he's saying for the lack of better words, if you elect me again, then I'm going to give it to him. Then I'm going to Is he fooling you? Because he damn sure ain't fooling me. A lot of people say, and these come from credible sources, that Joe Biden, if he really wanted to, he would have made it happen. But he didn't. So let's go ahead. I almost forgot I had a video. Let's just, if you have no idea what I'm talking about, let's go ahead, refresh what's going on, and let's continue this conversation.
Setback for the Biden administration as the Supreme Court strikes down the president's student loan debt relief plan. In the 6-3 ruling Friday, the conservative justices in the majority said the president overstepped his authority when he tried to cancel up to $400 billion in student loans. The high court's decision comes more than 10 months after the president tried to deliver on one of his top campaign promises. But Mr. Biden says the fight is not over. On Friday, he laid out a new path to waive or modify student debt. And the defiant Biden blamed Republicans for snatching away the hope of tens of millions of borrowers were given. Christina Ruffini is at the White House with more. Christina, good morning.
Good morning, Dana. Well, President Biden was asked if his student loan program overstepped his authority, and he said he thinks the court misinterpreted the Constitution. So the administration is going to try another route to go about forgiving student debt, but it's going to take longer and is likely to end up back in the very same court with possibly the very same result.
It's going to take longer,
I
huh?
believe the court's decision to strike down my student debt relief program was a mistake, was wrong.
Hours after the ruling came down, President Biden was at the podium with a new plan.
It's going to take longer, but in my view, it's the best path that remains to providing for as many borrowers as possible with debt relief.
Using something called the Higher Education Act to carve out a new authority to forgive student debt.
If you're more secure that this is a legal route to do it, why didn't you just use this in the first place?
We believe the HEROES Act does give me the authority.
The administration had argued that COVID and the emergency powers granted under a 2003 law called the HEROES Act gave it the authority to relieve $400 billion worth of student loans. But the Supreme Court disagreed. Writing for the court's conservative majority, Chief Justice John Roberts said the law, quote, does not permit basic and fundamental changes in the scheme designed by Congress.
I was really hoping they were going to do the right thing in the name of democracy and all the millions of families who would have benefited from this.
Tiffany Lofton says the $20,000 forgiveness program would have almost eliminated her $27,000 in student loans.
My demand for the next step is that Joe Biden finds another authority to do this very quickly and does it expeditiously.
But the last week of Supreme Court decisions has left the Biden administration reeling from back-to-back blows to the presidential agenda. On Thursday, the court struck down affirmative action practices in college admissions.
This is not a normal court.
Chief Justice Roberts, writing for the 6-3 majority, said, quote, the student must be treated based on his or her experience as an individual, not on the basis of race.
I think the idea that our
all right, so now we're getting into affirmative action, and I'm not sure in the order I'm going to be placing this video. So you probably already seen that video, me talking about affirmative action or not, and it's probably coming the next day after you're seeing this. But the first young lady said, you know, she wants Joe Biden to act on this hastily. I don't know the word. That's not going to happen. I honestly believe if I was a betting man, I would say it's not going to happen, because he's, once again, I believe this is a tactic that a lot of these politicians use. If you get me in one more again, I will make this happen. I'm going to fight for you. I'm going to make sure you get the relief that you deserve being an American. And once he gets into that office, his legacy is completed. He wasn't a one-term president. He's going to get his picture plastered, and he's going to chill. He's not going to mess this up now. This is the fourth quarter. He's already winning. Why does he need to mess up his legacy over your debt that you decided to pick up? That's going to be a stain on his legacy, because he's going to be known as the president that just gave away, what is it, $400 billion or something to, you know, people who didn't deserve it, and this and this and this. Why would he do that? And Joe Biden is nobody's progressive. Nobody's progressive. So, you know, he's not going to take this as, you know, a shot on the chin, like, hey, I'm doing this for the American people. Say what you want about me, but this is what they need. I don't see Joe Biden being that guy. So I don't think he deserves a second term where he could have fought tooth and nail, and he didn't. That's just my analysis on the situation. And I mean, what more can you say? He's barely done anything. He's barely has been able to operate on his own the past 4 years. What makes you think the next 4 long years is going to change? I don't know. But once again, am I wrong? Is am I looking at Joe Biden? Am I judging Joe Biden too harshly? I don't know. But once again, let's have a constructive conversation. Let me know in the comments down below. And like always, let's have that conversation.
Thank you for listening, and don't forget to join the conversation by subscribing. Make sure to tune in next time, and like always, power to you, power to me, power to the people, power to the pod.